So my dad took me to school and he knew football was starting that day and asked me, before I got out of the car, what position I was going to go out for. Naturally, I said I was going to go out for running back because quarterback was boring. But so then he started talking there, and we had a little chat. And so sure enough, before I got out of the car, I was a quarterback. I'm not sure that I would have got the exposure in Missoula, Montana, and been able to throw the football and do the things that I did in high school that I got to do in LA. So I think that the perfect move for us was when we went to Los Angeles, went to Granada Hills, and I got a chance to play down there. He found our school, the high school we're going to go to, before he found our house, and I was going to get an opportunity as a quarterback to throw the ball. And so all of a sudden the quarterback position was exciting to me again, and then I was happy to be playing quarterback because he went and picked out Granada Hills High School, who their head coach Jack Newmeyer threw the ball in the high school 35-40 times, which was very unusual. And so I was excited about playing quarterback, getting to throw the football and moving down there.
John Elway brings out the Highlanders at the 47-yard line. They sure do, and you can bet that they're going to open up quick like they usually try to do in a game. Go for that quick bomb and get on the board.
I got the chance to experience the fun of playing the quarterback position under Jack Newmeyer by getting to throw the ball every down.
He's going to throw, going long, the pass is complete to Chris Sutton.
I got repetition down there. That's why I developed. We were in passing leagues all summer and in the spring. And the nights we weren't in leagues, we would be throwing the football.
Right, Elway back to throw, looking for Steppen out open. No, he goes to Chris Sutton, touchdown.
I was fortunate that I played with a bunch of great guys and receivers that wanted to catch the ball. And so we were always throwing the football and running routes. And while the other kids were at the beach, we were throwing the football.
There's so many great memories there. I can remember, actually, we talked about the comebacks, and actually the first comeback we ever really had was on that football field. I threw a touchdown pass to Chris Sutton to go ahead with 20 seconds left.
To the left. Elway back to throw. Got a man open, going in the end zone. It is touchdown, Granada Hills! And the people just cannot believe it.
Chris made a great catch again, and that was really kind of the first big comeback that I had.
There are 13 seconds left to go in the ball game. 39-35, and can you believe it? And he has 432 yards, and he has 4 touchdowns.
If I hadn't gone to California and played for Jack Newmeyer, I doubt that I'd have been a football player, just because if I'd have played quarterback anywhere else and handed the ball off, I'd have much rather played baseball.
This is John Elway, going to have a big assignment out there in the All-Star game.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Those baseball teams still bothering you, trying to keep you from playing football?
Still a little, yeah. Yeah, we still talk to the Royals a little, so.
John Elway in a quarterback, number 11. And John Robinson, here's a young man to watch, right?
Bill, I think he might be the finest quarterback produced in Southern California in the last 10 years, and that may be a wild statement, and I hope it isn't true because he's going to play against us, but he's a great player.
Elway's back in the end zone with the football.
It was fun for me because I'd had knee surgery and only played half my senior year, and so that was the first game back since I'd had knee surgery, and so a little bit apprehensive, but it was sure nice going into that game with Coach Newmeyer being the coach and knowing the offense, but also knowing going into those games that he's going to throw the football and do the things that it takes to get it in the end zone.
There you saw John Elway doing the thing I think he does the best, being elusive back there. He's able to move and throw, and I think that's the sign of the ultimate passer. Look at the way he drills this football. Look at the way that ball travels through the air. As John moves up in the level of football, the ability to drill the football or throw it fast like that on a line becomes probably the single most important thing. He's proved that he can do that.
Elway, big man, 6'3".
He has completed 22 out of 37 for 371 yards and 4 touchdown passes.
We've seen some of the greatest players in the history of college and high school sports. And I think we're going to see one of the future greats in John Elway.
What's it going to be, football or?
It's going to be both. I'm not sure in what, though.
But you going to college?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Stanford.
It was a great honor, definitely, to be drafted number 1 in the NFL draft.
Baltimore selects as the first choice in the draft quarterback John Elway of Stanford.
We had been in discussions with him 2 and 3 months before the draft that I was not going to play in Baltimore, that if that came to it, I was going to play baseball for the Yankees, and I was fortunate to have an option. I want to give myself the best chance to be the best quarterback that I could, and I looked at that organization and what they were doing, and I didn't think that was going to give me the best chance to show off my talent. Not show off my talents, but to win a Super Bowl and to win as a football team. I was looked at as bucking the system, but I was actually the first guy to have a choice, to do something else. So I guess that's why I became notorious in that way. But, it's turned out to be the right move. It happened so fast, and all of a sudden you had to grow up like that. And here I'm a 23-year-old kid coming out of college where, I was still, I was a football player, but I was still a student there and had a bunch of buddies. And all of a sudden you step out and they pay you good money to play football, and all of a sudden the expectations level of you raised tenfold, and the world became a lot smaller for me because I couldn't go out and be the kid that I had been. And that all changed in 1 week when we went to camp. Go to training camp the next day, every move, what you eat, getting a haircut is a big deal. And it has a tendency, little things like that, a lot of times get blown out of proportion and turned into a lot bigger deals than they really are.
I knew it was a lot there, but I think the thing that made it easy for me to deal with was the fact that my expectations were higher than the expectations that people were putting on me. Therefore, I had to live up to my own expectations and not theirs.
It's interesting when a young man with the publicity that an Elway has had, even the football teams, you can tell that it's got their attention. Everybody's craning their neck to see what he's going to do.
I wanted to be the greatest quarterback that ever played, and that was my expectations of myself, and so what other people thought I could do was secondary to what I wanted to get done. So therefore, I think that when you look at it that way, it wasn't a whole heck of a lot of pressure because it was self-induced pressure. There's no question it was tougher. It was a tougher jump than I thought it was going to be.
First snap I ever took. Jack Lambert's staring across me in Pittsburgh, my first regular season, and Jack Lambert's across, playing middle linebacker, and no teeth. He's snarling, he's spitting, he's yelling at me, and I'm going, God, you can have all the money back. You can just
blink me out of here right now, I'll go be an accountant. But that was pretty intimidating, seeing him and realizing what the NFL was all about. But there's no question that first year it was frustrating. And there's, whether you think it's worth it or not, because I wasn't interested in the money at that point in time. I figured there's other places. I just got a degree from Stanford. I could go make some money somewhere else.
Good afternoon from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. It's 100 degrees here right now, but that's nothing compared to the temperature in the stands where 50,000 fans have come to boo John Elway.
I had a bad experience playing in Baltimore. The second game of that year, we went out there. They brought the house, they were blitzing, and me being a rookie was logical. The whole year was tough for me, just because there's a lot of things going on, and I was making a lot of mistakes, and being a rookie, it was tough. Things started slow for me. My rookie year was a tough year, and kind of dug a big hole for me and was a big failure. I went from a $5 million man to a nickel man in a real small amount of time. It was hard at the time. It was hard going through. I think in the long run it helped me. The experience helped me, even though it wasn't a lot of fun sometimes going through it. It's tough being thrown to the wolves right away, but I think that if you're thrown to the wolves, you learn so much quicker, and as long as your confidence doesn't get shattered, you learn so much quicker playing than you do standing on the sideline and watching. There was definitely a lot of incentive for me to want to win this and to be down 19-0. We'd been struggling all day offensively, and we finally got some momentum and got some things going.
And Elway with some protection, throwing it to the end zone for Sampson. He's got the ball, touchdown!
I remember the next pass was to Jesse Miles. We called it dart right, and it was like a one-man screen to the fullback and out of shotgun, and he caught the ball and made a great run, and now got us back in the football game at 19-14. Now we were really back into it. The play was 17 fullback circle, and they brought the house. They really blitzed everybody.
4th down and 2 Broncos. Elway is back. Here comes the safety blitz.
It was an easy pass for me. I just dumped in the ball, and he did the rest of the work from there.
Bull height at the 10, bull height at the 5, bull height at the goal line. Touchdown! 4th and 2, and the Broncos get the touchdown to go ahead.
Being able to do that my rookie year helped my confidence, and plus it was a great feeling to do against the Colts. And I dug my way out of that hole until we went to the Super Bowl my 4th year.
I think that's what the Broncos paid $5 million for. I would say. Actually, it's not even at the 2. No, about the 1.5. Still 5 minutes to go, but they need something out of this drive.
The game in Cleveland, the AFC Championship game, when we started on the 2-yard line.
Come on, Johnny!
Had 1st and 10 our own 2, and then 5 minutes to go in the game, and we needed a touchdown just to get it in overtime.
once we got a couple first downs, and then, you know, I think that at that point in time, we felt like we were rolling.
17 waggle right. Mitchell, the H-back. Elway to pass on first down. The pass for Sewell. Got it and keeps it at the 48-yard line, and was he hammered. Now they are faced with a 3rd and 18.
In 2-minute situations where you got to get lucky, and there's no question we were lucky on this situation because the crowd was so loud that we were in a silent cadence, and I had motion with it, and I was trying to time the motion with the silent count, and we were just a little bit early with the snap, and it hit Steve Watson on the hip and barely got back to him. I was fortunate enough to get it back, and then I had Mark Jackson on a deep in cut past the first down marker, and I was able to get Mark the ball and get the first down. You know, we felt good about what we were doing and felt confident that, you know, we could get it in the end zone and tie this thing up. So with each successful play and each time we moved the markers, we became more confident.
42 seconds to go. Broncos at the Cleveland 5. 3rd down and a yard.
Come on, guys. Come on. Stick it to him, baby. Stick it to him.
Snap to Elway. The look. The throw. Touchdown to Mark Jackson. 98.5-yard drive.
I threw that one hard, and Harrison's hand just missed the ball when it was going through there. That was in my 4th year in the league, and so that was really kind of my coming out party. I mean, that got me over the hump as far as people respected me as a player because I was young and on the road in Cleveland. Plus, we did it in a big football game. For us to be able to start on our own 2 and go 98 to get it in overtime, something I'll always remember. To me, it was a chance for me when we got into 2 minutes that you had to find a way to win. Throw the playbook out, we'd call plays, and we'd have everything set up. But the bottom line was we had to find a way to win. And that's why, to me, like I said, it was the freest time of me because I wasn't worried about getting out and running around. I wasn't worried about making mistakes. I was going to just find a way to win. You really can't even hear the crowd either. I mean, you just get going, and it's like playing in the street. Get open. We need to get something done.
A lot of this crowd has already left. It's an uphill climb, but you think they'd learn.
It's never over till that final gun goes off with this guy.
With number 7 out there, you're right. We still have 1 minute and 55 seconds. Denver has all of their timeouts. Do you believe in miracles? Elway lets it go to Jackson. Touchdown! Jackson makes the catch just inside the goal line and inside the sideline. Boy, great throw, too.
Never say never! Never say never!
Once you get started in motion and you're in a 2-minute drill, things are going so fast that you don't even think about it.
Elway's got the ball to the end zone. Johnson, touchdown! Well, I tell you, unbelievable.
I didn't care what the expectations were. It's just, this is the last chance to win the football game. I think that every time you do it, you always start thinking, well, everyone's expecting you to do it.
Easy. Easy.
I always thought, you know, this is my chance to be a hero. We're behind. No one expects us to win. You get a chance to be a hero here. So I've always enjoyed it.
Hey, let's say we need it in there. We need to get in the end zone, all right? Keep your hands in, no mistakes. Bar double wing left, 8 right, 371, X stick, wide looking. On, right? Be ready, Rod. Rod Smith.
No, they're going to throw the Hail Mary here with 6 seconds to go, feeling it is outside of Elam's range. Elway's in the shotgun, steps up in the pocket, looking long. Here goes the pass. Rod Smith up. He got it! Broncos win! Time has run out.
Unbelievable.
Those are always the fun ones to win because they're the ones that are unexpected. You know, people don't expect it. So for some reason, you get the most joy out of those. As a quarterback, that's where you get paid. That's what you're paid for, is to make plays. You know, to stay within the framework. But the bottom line, your quarterback, you got to win and figure out a way to win. And that's what I looked at the 2-minute drill when we're behind. Is that was my chance to separate myself from everybody, and that was my job.
Man, they got the ball. We got the ball on the 2.
Here we go. We need to take it down and get us one here. Let's get her going right now. Relax, have some fun, and do what we can do.
Denver at the 2-yard line. They're 98 yards away from 6, but they don't need 6. They only need 3.
I love competition, and I'm going to give you my best shot. And, you know, they may keep knocking me down, but until that clock says 0, 0, 0, I'm going to give you all I got.
It's caught. Young makes it out at the 20. This game is far from over. I've seen this club move too many times to think it's over.
Damn. It's the game right here. 4th and 6. This is the game. We need this.
When you get in that situation, you know that you got to make some plays.
Down to 1:28.
It's a tough situation, but those are the times where you got to come through and make the big plays.
Rolls out, being chased. Here's Elway. First down at the 35-yard line.
Needed that. We needed that, boy.
You can say what you want to. I don't think I want anybody back there except number 7.
For me in the 2-minute drill, I don't ever worry about making a mistake. I don't worry about throwing an interception. So, I mean, it's really kind of the freest part for me in a football game. And a lot of times wish I could play the whole game like I do in the 2-minute drill just because there's no fear.
God, dude, come on.
Here's the 4th down and 10 play. Elway's got the ball. John is back. Runs up out of the pocket. Lets the pass go. It's caught. Johnson to the 40, 35, 30, 25, and out of bounds.
Unbelievable. If I had seen it with my own eyes, I don't think I'd believe it. But I tell you, you ought to knight the guy. Gave us a chance. It's all.
It's all you, baby. It's all you. Yeah, it's all you, baby. Yeah.
Kubiak will hold. Here's the snap. The kick is good. Broncos lead 26-24.
This place is a madhouse. 76,000 plus have lost their minds in Mile High Stadium.
As the Broncos, with one of their greatest, come from behind win.
In any of those games where things started going bad, each one of those, the steamroller just started earlier. I mean, the first game, you know, the Giants, we were in the game until halftime. In the second half, they dominated, and then the Redskins started dominating in the second quarter, and then the 49ers dominated before kickoff.
You know, the Giants, we were heavy underdogs. You know, and the way the first half went, I was disappointed. That's probably why I was really disappointed with that one, but really knew that, you know, maybe they were the better football team.
Stanford, quarterback, number 7, John Elway.
I think the most disappointing one was Redskins.
Broncos will go right to the shotgun. First snap, Elway drops to the 35, and he's throwing it up the far side. Natil is open. Ball coming. Natil catches it for a touchdown. First Bronco play. 56-yard touchdown pass.
We're up 10-0, and there's a fumble in the kickoff, and there's a scramble, and we end up having it at the bottom of the pile. But by the time they get it unpiled, because Kenny Bell, I remember, has the ball, and by the time they get it unpiled, he'd lost the football. So that was kind of the start of the end right there. But to give up 35 points in 19 plays, and I mean, Joe Jacoby could have had 200 yards rushing because he was a tackle leading through on those OT plays, and there was nobody even there for him to block.
Ladies and gentlemen, the orange has been squeezed.
The Niners were great. I mean, we were way over our heads there, and made some good plays to get there, but you know, we were way over our heads. You know, and the farther we got behind, the harder I tried, and the harder I tried, the worse I played, and the worse I played, the more points it turned in for them. That was probably the lowest point of my career, I think, that, you know, after losing our 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years, because it's merciless after you lose a Super Bowl, especially as a quarterback. If you don't play very well, it's all your fault and why you didn't win Super Bowls and all those type of things. So, I mean, instead of getting the credit of having a great year, it just chops the legs right off, you know, the great year that you did have, because people concentrate on that Super Bowl. And when you lose a Super Bowl, you go from the 2nd best team in the league to the biggest dog in the league. At that point in time, I'm sitting thinking, boy, I didn't want to have to go through it again. Plus, so disappointed the way that I played and the way we played in the team. Really trying to figure out if we were ever going to win one of those Super Bowls and race those previous 3. That last system didn't work for us. We lost 3 Super Bowls with it, even though we won a lot of football games. It didn't get done what we needed to get done, and that's when we won championships. So when Mr. Bowlen made the change and brought in Wade Phillips, I think that gives you new energy, thinking that, you know, okay, the system's going to change. So that obviously brings in new excitement with new people coming in after being in one system for 10 years.
Huh?
And runs the seam from there.
No, he goes out and runs a rim route. X has a go. The halfback has the scat seam read from here. The halfback's the guy coming out of that.
Well, you know what was great was that was a system I ran in college.
Okay, and they're going to play him inside.
Jim was my coach when I was in college, and one of the reasons why I went to Stanford is because of the system that they did run there. So when Wade brought Jim in, that I knew what the system was, and I knew that I could be successful within it because I run that system throughout college.
Well, that's Mike coming here.
373 Sally. Yeah. If this were 373 Sally, you'd be hot.
Mike's come twice.
Huh?
That's Mike right there.
I know.
You said he hadn't come until Seattle. He came once.
Preseason doesn't count. I think Brett made a mistake here.
He was trying to think of something.
He was trying hard.
Let's go check with me on one, right? I don't think that I reinvented. I think that I adjusted.
Wait, 35! Set hut!
Because all of a sudden, the philosophies of our offense really changed. And so I just changed along with it.
On the ball! On the ball! Let's go! Let's go!
Actually, the one that I went to fit my style a heck of a lot better than one I'd been with the previous 10 years. I think that's one reason why I was able to be more successful the last 5, 6, 7 years of my career.
Go deep. Elway in the gun. He's got some time. There's the pass going long. Marshall, touchdown!
Touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown! Yes!
And the Broncos strike in a hurry.
Way to work. Way to work. Good job. Way to work. Good time.
Then you go through the new excitement, and we had a pretty good year the first year and a very ordinary year the next year. And then here comes Mike Shanahan, who has been in a situation with San Francisco, won Super Bowls, know how they do it, know what it takes to get it done.
One play at a time, all right? One play at a time and make that the hardest play of the game.
That definitely had a lot more excitement.
Hey, John! John, set your feet! Set your feet!
I was the eternal optimist in that we would have a chance eventually before I ran out of years to be world champs. Were the hopes as high when I was, 6th, 7th, 8th year? No, they weren't, but I was sure hoping that we'd have a chance to get back there.
This game ball goes to a guy that today just managed to win more football games than any other quarterback in the history of the game, John Elway.
All right, buddy. Come on, man. All right, baby. Welcome to the good side. You know that's right.
Plus free agency helped you because knowing that you could go out and get free agents.
The same you did me for 9 years.
Now you got a chance to get better in a hurry. So as an old guy that, been in it 13, 14, 15 years in the league, that's the best thing that could have happened because now we can get good in a hurry.
If there's anybody that's ever found out about the quality of a team and how it reflects on the quarterback, is this year for me. I was a great quarterback just because I was on a great team. There's no question there was a big void in my career, even though I did everything I could possibly do and really fought to be world champs. That hadn't happened.
Guy today went over 50,000 yards in second and all-time passing, John Elway.
You answer the question time and time and time and time again. And the question was, will your career be complete if you don't win a Super Bowl? And that's really the only thing that was ever brought up was the fact that we'd never won a Super Bowl. And so from 1990, after we'd been to the last Super Bowl, until 1998, that's 8 years. That's a lot of times being asked that. And that was obviously the perspective that the media was portraying to the fans. And so, I understood it. I just wanted to remove it.
There's been a lot said about how America is now rooting for John Elway. Do you have any sense of that? And if you do,
did you hear when I ran into Pittsburgh? Did you hear when I ran into Kansas City? I've not been sold on that yet, so.
I think the hardest thing about going in the Super Bowl was answering the questions of the 3 previous ones because it's so negative. And you get beat down by the negative questions all the time.
This one's sort of a tough one, but can you tell me what it's been like being on the short end of these 3 games?
I don't consider them failures. We lost.
The hardest thing to do is to handle all that negativity and still go out with a positive attitude.
How has your game changed with age?
What I've lost physically, I've made up mentally, and probably not as good a player, but a better quarterback now than I was.
I was just glad to be back in it and have another shot to be world champs. But there was a lot of pressure. There's no question that, the fact that, lose another one, I'd have been the guy with 4 losses and never won the big game. I had a great career, but never won the big one. So as hard as you fight to keep it out of your mind, there's no question that you look at the dark side. And even though the Packers were a great football team and we were heavy underdogs, we felt we were a better team than we were getting credit for. And I think that we actually snuck up on the Packers.
Steve Atwater on a blindside blitz.
blocking. Brett Favre in the middle of the back. The ball squirted out, and Denver with their second turnover of the first half.
But the bottom line is I had to be on a Super Bowl winning team, and that's what my goal was, is to be a part of it. And then, yeah, my role in that game was not huge, but we did what we had to do to win that game.
That's the old John Elway that's been doing it for 100 years. He saw that goal line and he went for it.
Their strength was in their secondary, and their weakness was against the run. So you got a guy back there like Trill Davis, you got to get him the football.
I didn't have any problem. I just knew that we had to pick up some third downs. That was going to be my job, and that we were going to run the football going in, and that was more than fine with me because I'd been on the other end of 3 of those Super Bowls, and so whatever it took to get us over the hump.
They rush forward. Plenty of time for John. Now squeezes, steps up in the pocket. Elway can run. Come on, John, come on.
It was just a reaction. I didn't even think about it, and went over the top with my 3-inch vertical jump.
It's inside the 5-yard line.
My goodness! You want to tell me the 37-year-old man doesn't want to win this game?
Man, oh, man.
That's sacrifice. Oh, man. The greatest 8-yard run in Super Bowl history by John Elway on third down.
Really, the whole week, all I wanted to do is just be in the football game at the end because the previous Super Bowls had been such a blowout that I just wanted a chance in the fourth quarter.
Let's go strong right slot, C left, 19 toss.
With 24-24, and we run on the field with 3:45 to go. I'm saying, boy, this is all I've asked for is right here. This is my whole career right in front of me with 3 minutes to go.
Elway rolls left, fires wide open. Griffin inside the 25, gets a block inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line.
Watch it. Red left. Box 3 run on one, right?
And the hearts are pounding in Denver. Nobody but Terrell here. Elway. Long count. Davis into the end zone. Rocking, standing up. Can you say Denver is in the lead? And the Broncos are a minute and 45 away from a world championship.
We were able to get it in the end zone, and then once we got it in the end zone, sure, my heart was up in my throat, and, you know, you get Brett Favre on the other side, who's one of the greatest all-time quarterbacks, so we were all itchy.
Come on. This is it. Come on.
As far as anything that's ever happened in my life, I'll remember when I saw that ball hit the ground and realized that we were finally world champs. The release that it was off me, and really how good it felt. I get shivers when I think about it. That game, and to finally get that win, made my career. You couldn't have written a better script. I wouldn't go back and change one thing about my career now with the way it's gone with this. I wouldn't win any of those other 3 because this one's so special. When I was on Bubby's and Jeff's shoulders, I mean, I was like born again. I mean, that's how much pressure and everything was taken off my shoulders. I could have never dreamed that a win could be so sweet, and the pressure was so great. I think that, I mean, just the weight off our shoulders was unbelievable, and it was 10 times more than I ever thought it would be.
I'm so proud of you. You know how good that nice ring's going to look on your finger.
This one's for John.
If anything that I learned is football is a team sport, and especially when you get to the Super Bowl. One guy is not going to win a Super Bowl. The best teams win the Super Bowl, and everybody's got to be doing their job. And when you get to that Super Bowl, it's a team win, and that's exactly what that was against Green Bay.
Finally did it. Finally did it.
As soon as you win one and people get a taste of what it's like to be a champion, there's an insatiable drive to do it again, and people want that feeling. And so I think that there's definitely a lot of pressure for us to come back and win another one.
Everybody keeps congratulating me for coming back. The thing is, I never left. As time went on and things kept moving on and the soreness went away, and you look at the highlight films and those type of things, you start getting excited about it again.
And the Denver Broncos are going back to the Super Bowl. They are AFC champions for the second consecutive year.
I'm not sure that there's a love affair between the fans and an NFL franchise like there is in Denver.
I love you!
You know, it's almost like I'm kind of the adopted son of Denver.
Hey, John, go take a run around the field. Yeah, you do it with the trophy.
When I got there, I was 23 years old and young. The relationship's been rocky and it's been great. There are fans that get upset when you don't play well, but they never leave you. And to be there for a long, long time, it was very important to me. To finish my career in Denver is very important. So it's been an awesome relationship and something I'll cherish forever.
I know that playing the Falcons and Dan and the history here makes the focus that way, but I think that, as far as I'm concerned, bygones are bygones, and that was 6 years ago, and I concentrate on the good times. The focus has been on the bad times, but we had a hell of a lot more good times while I was here than we did bad times.
I'm just glad that I'm playing here for Mike and the way things are going. But that was 6 years ago, and it was tough. And I don't have any ill feelings for Dan as a person, and he's done a heck of a job with the Falcons.
I'll get that sled. I was real close, and my hands was just about on the ball. He cut it from me. He just got a better position on me. But I read John Elway like a book with that one, and I can get to that sled now.
Was this a safety right here with the zone dog?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'll be great, because if they do that, and we do go with our arrow or something, they're dead. Exactly. First goal, fake 19 handoff, quarterback, keep pass right.
We had a play, and it was a bootleg, and we had it set up, and Eugene had jumped the first one so bad that we knew that this one was going to be there the next time.
Fake nickel 19 handoff, quarterback, keep pass right, on one.
I came to the line of scrimmage and said this is going to be a home run because it was the same defense we got, knowing that Eugene is a guy that likes to play hunches, and again, he tried to jump the comeback, and Rod ran a great route.
Oh, it's going to be wide open. It is going to be wide open.
And that was hard because he's wide open. We're in the Super Bowl now. I got to make a good throw, which is probably the hardest throw I've ever made because he was so open.
Elway boots and rolls to his right, stops, loads it up, throws down deep the middle of the field. Rod Smith's got it. Here we go. 30, 20, 10, 5. Denver touchdown. And he beat Eugene Robinson on the play. 80 yards.
Keep them going. Don't let up, man. You got a game.
Griffith now in motion to the left. Elway with an empty backfield runs a quarterback draw, lunges to the goal line. He is in. Touchdown, Denver.
John Elway on target to be the game's most valuable player. And you know what? That almost gives you a feeling that maybe this is his last game for the Denver Broncos. That just may be the sort of champagne toast to an extraordinary NFL Hall of Fame career.
Balloting for the Pete Rozelle Trophy as the most valuable player of Super Bowl 33 is a unanimous choice. The winner, number 7, Denver quarterback, John Elway.
Elway now is going to leave the game. His helmet is off, both arms extended in the air. And if it's not his last game, it sure seems like it.
I don't know if it's his last one.
Hell no.
Keep the pressure on.
It was a tough decision, but it wasn't. And I really don't look at it as retirement. I look at it as graduation. We all graduate from high school. We graduate from college. I'm just graduating from pro football. I can't do it physically anymore. And that's really hard for me to say. Ooh. I've got all these thank yous, and I'm not going to make it through them.
I think the thing that I miss most is the difference between the highs and lows on Sunday night. And I was fortunate to have a lot of highs and enjoyed that time either on the plane or at dinner after the game.
And we'd like to thank the Indianapolis Colts for 15 years ago making that dumb move, getting us to stay our way. Thank you very much.
Probably once in our lifetimes, certainly in mine, there is a player that becomes so important to us and so much our hero that his number and his name are synonymous. There'll never be another number 7 on the Denver Broncos. John will always have that number.
Class of 2004 of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, first year of eligibility, first year as a finalist. Please welcome John Elway.
One guy that I do think of, and that's my father, who passed away 2.5 years ago, but truly is the reason why I'm standing here. I am truly just humbled, and it is truly the greatest honor that I've ever received, so thank you.